X is 5, and we're going to multiply that by the quantity squared of y minus x, which is 15 minus 5. Then on this side we're going to have x squared, so that's 5 squared, and then y is 15. From this you should have 10, square it to get 100, times 5 is 500. Over here is 25 times 15. 25 times 15 is going to be 375. So you should have 125 for the answer. Everybody had that right? It is 265. The right answer on this one should be 29. Pick a number from 1 to 5. The winning number today is 1.
Yes.
If you have all work shown for all problems on your homework, then bring it up and show it to me. 7 are here. 7 had homework. 100%. We'll go through the answers first, and then we'll go back and look at the work if you have any questions after that. 1 is 1 plus or minus the square root of 97 over 8. And don't forget that since we multiplied by a negative 1 to get rid of this, I didn't change the sign of this because we have plus or minus. Remember the 3 examples we did where they all came out to be the same answer, and the only difference is when it's negative here, the answers just show up in a different order. Number 2, 5 plus or minus I square root of 87 over 14. 3 is 5 plus or minus the square root of 89 over 16. This is another one where there was a negative on the bottom. And notice this sign did not change from here to there. 4, 1 plus or minus I square root of 29 over 5. 5 is negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 7 over 2. This one we also had to multiply by negative 1. This did not change. 6 is 5 plus or minus square root of 13 over 6. Another one with a negative on the bottom. This did not change, but this one and this one did. 7, 1 plus or minus I square root of 3 over 2. 8 is negative 1 or a half. 9 is 7 plus or minus square root of 73 over 12. And 10 is negative 5 plus or minus 2 square root of 7. Today's objective, we're still solving quadratic equations with real coefficients that have complex solutions. On this first example, I'll just ask you step by step, what should I do next? And we'll lead everybody through an entire problem, one little piece at a time. So there's the problem. The first question is that in the right form or do we need to change it? We got to change it. What's the first thing I can put down? X squared. So we'll write it here. Are there any more x squares in the problem? No. What should I do next? Yeah, plus x from that first one there. And it's on the left, so it doesn't have to change signs. What can I do next? Yeah, plus 2x, because this is on the right. It's minus 2x, but it has to be plus 2x since it's going to cross the equal sign. What should I do next? Minus 4, and it's on the left-hand side, so it doesn't have to change signs. What's next? plus 1, yeah, because that minus 1 is on the right. It's got to cross the equal sign. So it's plus 1. What do I put next? Equals 0. Any questions about how we arrived at that? Okay, what can I do next? X squared. And that 3x comes from x plus 2x. And what do I put next? Negative 3 comes from negative 4 plus 1. So that's a negative 3. Alright, any questions about how we arrived at x squared plus 3x minus 3? Okay. So what we'll do next is find the discriminant. What's the formula for the discriminant? That's right. So what is b? b is 3. Comes from right there. Square it. Minus 4 times, what's a? What's c? Negative 3, yeah. If you have, including this minus sign, just consider it a negative. If you have an even number of those, then you're going to have a plus in there. If you have an odd number, it'll be minus. So 3 squared is 9 plus 12. 4 times 1 times 3 is 12. Is this answer going to be real or complex? It's going to be real. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to the formula and use the discriminant of 21, the a value of 1, and the c value, or not the c value, but the b value of 3 on the next screen. Alright, in the formula are negative b. Remember, it's negative b in the formula, so I'm putting in 3 for b, so it makes it a negative 3. 3 was positive. And the discriminant was 21, so we don't have to do that work again. And then 2 times a is 2 times 1. So negative 3 plus or minus. Can I simplify the square root of 21? What perfect square goes into 21? None. That's right. You can't simplify it. So it stays the same. Then on the bottom you have a 2. Is there a negative in the bottom we have to remove? No? So this is it. This is the final answer. You're going to turn in 2 answers for this practice problem. The first answer is going to be the discriminant only. Just bring me the value of the discriminant after you find it and drop it off up here. When you finish that, you can go back and work the rest of the problem, but don't bring it up until after we've evaluated the discriminant. Well, we have to put it in order first to find out the discriminant. So we're going to have x squared. There are no more x squares. Minus x plus 2x, since it must change sides. Plus 5 is on the same side, and then this will be minus 6 since it goes to the left. Simplify it to get x squared plus x minus 1. The discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, so that would be 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 1. So 1 plus 4 is 5. For the rest of the practice problem, if you fill in the b of 1, you'll have a negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 5, and then on the bottom 2 times a, which is 1. Negative 1 plus or minus square root of 5 over 2 should be the final answer. Alright, the bonus answer is 179. What would be the answer to this? You can just say it out loud whenever you get it. Here's a shortcut. Without even writing it down, look at the x term on the left. 4x. Do the opposite of what's on the right, minus 2x. So that's how much? 2x. So you just have to think 2x, hold that in your head, hold 2x, then you have negative 8, and I'm going to subtract 16. Negative 8 minus 16 is negative 24. So you know you had negative 2x and negative 24. The number you'd have to multiply by negative 2 to get the negative 24 is, in fact, C. Say the answer to this when you get it. Everybody had this one right. It should be B. It's negative 3x minus 2x. That's a negative 5x. And then you'll have 10 plus 5 is 15. Actually, it should be negative 5 minus 10, which is a negative 15. My fault. And, of course, the answer would be 3. Last one. What would the answer be to this one? Answer on this one is A. It's because we have negative x plus 2x is just x. So whatever you come up with next is the answer. Negative 8 plus 3 is going to be a negative 5. So it's A. Here's a quick review of simplifying radicals. Square root of 104. Can you think of a perfect square that would go into 104? I didn't record that, so we went through our checklist here and found that 4 goes into it evenly. It's the highest perfect square. So 4 times 26 is 104. The square root of 4 is 2. So your final answer is 2 square root of 26. What's the highest perfect square that can come out of 68? 17, yes. 4 times 17 is 68. 4 is the highest perfect square. Square root of 4 is 2, so it's 2 square root of 17. For a perfect square that comes out of 76, I know that 4 will go into 60 15 times. So that's my own personal reference point. The difference between 76 and 60 is 16, and I know that 4 goes into that 4 times. Add those together and it would be 19. So square root of 4 is square root of 19, and the square root of 4 is 2. 2 radical 19 is the answer. Answer to the bonus is 182. The highest perfect square you can get out of 88 is 4. So that's 4 and 22. 2 square root of 22 is the answer.